The first questions I have for you is kind of, is how has it been making this new album, and kind of what's going to be a little bit different about this one?
How it's been, well, making the album was definitely probably by far the best feeling I've ever had making a record. It was really simple and it wasn't contrived. And I'm not saying that the last album was contrived, but I'm saying this album was really focused. Focused, and when I walked into the room with Shama Mozart and Liletti, it was really, what I mean easy is just came out naturally. And I didn't really listen to any other artists to get inspired as much as I did trailers to movies, because I wanted the sound to feel very anthemic and like you could put it with Twilight or with Cloud Atlas, or because I just loved the bigness of their productions.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear, like just the movies, inspiring some of your music. So I think what the other thing I wanted to ask is, just to get to know you as a little bit of a person, what's one thing that you remember, like maybe in the last week or so, that you found really funny?
My fiance makes me laugh all the time. He
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. He does things, I don't know, he makes little jokes that just drive me to laugh so hard. But I'm trying to think of my dogs. I have great puppies and they make me laugh all the time. I laugh about a lot of stuff. I find humor in almost anything, and I can make myself just laugh hysterically over the stupidest things. So yeah.
I'm the same way. So I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
One of the things I really wanted to ask you is I know the music industry can be really tough, and so
Yes.
What's one of the things that you kind of do to cope with the stress that you must feel when you're on the road or making new albums and stuff like that?
Well, I started really young. I was 17 on the road, and I left my family and my brothers. They were really young, and just kind of left school and hit the road. And that was always very lonely because I was the only girl in the band, and I didn't, at that time you're growing up and you need someone to talk to. You need a female to talk to. You're changing, And I never had that, so I was definitely, that was hard part for me when I was young, and going through growing pains and people seeing the growing pains and thinking you're crazy, and yeah, sure, we all go through different hairstyles and whatnot, but mine were always on, Google. So people saw all the changes and, times where I might not have looked as great, but so that's difficult. But now having a relationship, I'm so focused on music and my love, and I don't know, I'm just different. I've just grown up a lot, and that's how I focus. That's how I don't get too hurt by this industry, is just being grown. And my mom always said have a thick skin, and she was right. You have to have a thick skin for anything. People are tough.
So if you have a particularly hard day, what's one thing that helps you calm down and de-stress?
Hard day, calm down.
It's okay if you can't think of anything.
No, I watch Pawn Stars.
Oh my god! I met one of the guys from Pawn Stars at Fan Expo. Yeah.
Yeah, that calms me down. TV, curling up and watching TV. Reading books. I've recently been reading more books, writing poetry. But Pawn Stars. Yeah.
So I know this is going to be a little bit of a hard question, but like, what does like your music mean to you, and like how does it affect how you're feeling that day when you get to focus on your music?
What my music means to me is everything. Honestly, it's. I grew up in a place where I never thought I'd get out, and if I hadn't had music, I would have. I don't know what I would be doing, and So music is my survival. It's my, it's what keeps me, you know, breathing and my heart ticking and, you know, all that stuff. It's the end all be all.
You actually, you're from Scarborough. I'm from Pickering, so I'm just a little farther down.
That's all right.
So one of the things that I've always been very inspired by you is, you know, you're very determined to kind of be who you are. You're not going to let anyone kind of tell you to be someone else. And I was really wondering if you have any words of, you know, inspiration for young girls who are feeling that same pressure right now. Like, you know, obviously yours was in the music industry, but a lot of girls feel that pressure in every life to be, you know, skinnier or different than they really are.
Yeah. You feel that the minute you're able to understand what it is, you know. When you're young, you start to realize it. When you're a little girl and you, oh, why is that person different? Why do I feel like this? Why? You know, it happens. And it happened in high school. I was teased. I was picked on. I was chased home. People were mean. And then I had some of the best friends ever that were just so much fun and awesome. But it's we're critical. People are critical. They're picky. They're choosy. They're, you know, we look at other people and we judge. There's a lot of judgment in our cultures and as who we are as humans. And that's a really hard thing to shake as much as we try. But yeah, I deal with it every day, you know, like I'm a health freak though. I work out. I eat really well. I'm gluten free. I'm dairy free. I'm a lot of free of stuff. And I chose that not for weight as much as I have a really bad stomach and my stomach hurts a lot when I eat food. So I chose these things for me and my lifestyle. And, you know, recently I'm doing no drinking. I've been doing no drinking for almost a month, which is kind of hard for me, but not really. But so sometimes you gotta cleanse your body and do little things for yourself, you know, to make yourself feel better. And that's what I do to deal with it.
And it is important just to, you know, understand who you are and kind of stick to that, right?
I love being healthy, honestly. Yeah. I love being healthy.
Okay, cool. So one of the things that, you know, one of the things I always loved about your music was that it talks about, you know, real life situations, but it was not it's like in an empowering way, in a way that made you feel like it was okay to be going through that kind of stuff. So what would you say were like some of the influences from your songs, like where they came from?
From
like either musical influences or like real life influences, stuff like that.
I'm really influenced by a lot of tragic characters. I'm influenced by, you know, people that have come along in our way of human existence, you know, musically, like Jim Morrison or Amy Winehouse or Kurt Cobain or Sid Vicious. Like those are the people I gravitate towards musically and stylistically, like clothes and fashion. And I understand them. I don't know why. I just always have understood. Even all my girlfriends, a lot of my girlfriends have always had a look in their eye that was, you know, I could relate to, of some sort of obstacle they had to overcome or whatnot. But musical influences, that would probably be, I'm really influenced by the 70s. Fashion culture in the 70s. I love strong women, Coco Chanel and Stevie Nicks, and people that really have a powerful position. I went to go see Patti Smith last night, and that was powerful. It was really cool to see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is also probably going to be a little bit of a hard question, but what's your favorite song that you've done?
Favorite song that I've done? I can't say I have a favorite song because it's hard. I'm really proud of a lot of my songs. You know, Can't Breathe is a special song to me just because, you know, when Michael Jackson died, I had decided I wanted to write a song for Michael Jackson. Not lyrically, but just stylistically. And it's not really a tribute to him at all, but it loosely feels like that. And then we got Orianthi to play guitar as a solo, and that was his guitar player he had brought on. So when he passed, and so I have a special place for that song. But all this new stuff, you know, like Charge, which we played on Degrassi, and Legacy, and that right now is my favorite.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that stuff. I have Legacy stuck in my head right now.
Oh, good.
So what are some of the most common questions you get from your fans when they get to meet you?
Common questions. Where'd you get your clothes? Where'd you get your shoes? That's a common one. Or, can I have a hug? That's a common question. But if it's like a question, I guess they want to know the inspiration behind songs that they, you know, that they're into.
Yeah.
Which is natural. They want to know where my brain is at. You don't want to know where my brain's at. No. But that's cool. You know, you try to understand more of the person that you're trying to relate to. That's important.
So, like I do some public speaking, and I know one of the things that's really cool when you put yourself out there on stage is that people come up to you and they tell you stories. They tell you like inspirational stories. Is there any story that you've like one of the most touching stories you've heard from a fan of how their, you know, music affected you, or something that you unknowingly helped them through?
I've heard a lot of really cool ones.
Yeah.
Really touching ones. I've had one that was a person that was in a coma, I think they said, and that their family had played some of my music for, you know, while it was under, and he came out through one of the songs that they had played of mine. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And then I like the positive elements of it, of like, you know, people just getting together and making their own music video.
Yeah.
And that's helped them because they just get to be fun and they get to like express themselves. And I've read one, even Taylor Swift actually wrote one, which I never knew she was into it, but the song Revolution song on my first album, she had written, and something that it was one of the songs that inspired her and helped her through some tough times. It's funny because Revolution song was about my tough family and wanting to break the chains of getting out and being free and released from all the negativity, and it's funny that it helped her, you know. I mean, it's not funny, but it's cool. It's really cool. It's so cool, and I hear it a lot, and like, you helped me get through a breakup, or you helped me realize this guy wasn't right for me, or, you know, you gave me the confidence to be a, you know, black girl doing rock and roll or anything like that. Like, I dig that, you know.
Your music helped my sister and I. We both come from a negative family as well. But in particular, me, I suffered with depression, and I really remember listening to your music as one of the moments I could actually feel up and feel like inspired, and it's like, okay, I can do this. And so that was why it's such an honor to meet you, because music is one of the things that my mom even says that when I finally got my first portable music player, she saw the change in my mood, and you're one of the first artists I ever listened to.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I never imagined that my childhood pain and what I had to overcome would inspire others and help them overcome it. No one ever said that. You know, like when I was in the studio when I was 15 writing, no one ever said that was what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So all I thought was, I'm going to be able to get my issues out.
Yeah.
No one ever told me, you're going to be able to help other people get their issues out. And that is on another level of something that is so special.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're almost done. I'm just going to ask you one final question.
Yeah.
Do you have any words to live by? Any sayings that you like?
I have a few. One of them is from a John Lennon song. It's life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans, which is very true. Every time you plan out something else happens. You have to, you know, go with it. And the other thing that follows is everything happens for a reason. I tell myself that as much as, even when it's the hardest and it's like, how could this be happening for a reason? I don't understand. This is horrible. It somehow is, because there's some message or something you're supposed to learn through that is going to encourage the next phase of your life in a positive way, and something you're missing that you need to know. And love, like, just love full, you know, heartily with every bit of yourself. Don't be jaded. You know, you might get hurt, but love, you know.
Yeah. No, that's totally awesome, and I really like your quotes there.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's all the questions.
Hardly a word. Is heartedly a word? I don't know if it's a word. If I gave you guys a wrong word, it's part of the Fefe dictionary. I have many.
All right, we just want to thank you so much for speaking with us, and
thank you.
It was awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right.